but not least, I want to bring Terry Williams up here. She's the Vice President of the Women's Foundation of Minnesota. They need no introduction, but I will remind you, 5 years ago now, 5 years ago, they launched their Minnesota Girls Are Not for Sale campaign, which is a 5-year, $5 million campaign. I do believe you all really put this issue on the map in Minnesota. You opened people's eyes. You made it inescapable for people. In addition to funding so much of the good work that has happened in the meantime, including the advocacy effort here at the Capitol. So Terry, come on up. And give Terry a second.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Good afternoon. Because I'm going to follow the protocol that Jeff set out, my name is Terry Williams, and I'm the Vice President at the Women's Foundation of Minnesota. And I am thrilled to be here today on behalf of the Women's Foundation to really celebrate the partnership that's come together, the bipartisan partnership. I want to thank Representative Miller, right there, Senator Pappas. I want to thank all of the elected officials who have come together from both sides of the aisle to do this incredibly important work. And of course, I have to shout out and thank every one of the advocates that are in this room, because everyone in this room are really the folks that are making all of this happen. In 2011, as Jeff said, the Women's Foundation of Minnesota launched the Minnesota Girls Are Not for Sale campaign. And you all know that that was the campaign to end child sex trafficking in our state. We wanted to see victims that were treated as victims rather than criminals. We wanted to ensure that there was safe and secure housing in place, and we really wanted to make sure that there were services in place. And I have to tell you that last month we did our last grant round for this year. And I can't say who, but I can tell you that it's working, because we had 2 law enforcement agencies from greater Minnesota, the first time we've ever seen that, as a result of the 1,000 officers that your office trained in, that came in for grants, and they all were working with our regional navigators and with our providers, including CC and Heartland Girls Ranch. So it's working. The model is really working, and we're starting to see that kind of impact. From the very beginning, the work that we've done in Minnesota to end child sex trafficking has really taken a coalition of all of us coming together, and that's included philanthropies, it's included the nonprofit sector, it's included the business community, and obviously it's included government and our elected officials. So what that means is that we've been able to successfully pass Safe Harbor. We've been able to successfully pass the Safe Harbor implementation, No Wrong Door, and to get it partially funded. It means that that's what we're going to do again to push this legislation forward today, to get it fully funded. The Women's Foundation has also been extremely proud of our public partner, that's a really hard thing to say, our partnership with the state of Minnesota, and that we really have been working and funding side by side with the state to make sure that Safe Harbor, No Wrong Door implementation is successful. So we know that together we're going to work to get this fully funded, right? We're going to push this thing over the goal line. The Women's Foundation continues to be a partner. We're continuing to work with all of you to get it done. That's our commitment to you. That's our commitment to our advocates, to our elected officials, and most importantly, to all of the children who we continue to hear are growing exponentially, as Jeff said. We are in the midst of an epidemic, so we are working together to push this one over. So I want to thank all of you. I want to thank Jeff for pulling this together, and all of our wonderful elected officials who come together. Thank you.